at you all the way from our dorm rooms to your conference rooms. Sabah and Dan team in here are two college students who are ready to talk to you guys about business and lifestyle from our personal experiences.
Each week we'll discuss about our lifestyle as college students as well as our tips and strategies starting in the business field. We'll bring on successful entrepreneurs in the millennial generation to share with us their journey and how they got started and where they're at now.
Our goal is to help you students, millennials, and entrepreneurs gain inspirational advice by our spontaneous conversations and meaningful guidance. Let's dive on in.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 59 of Dorm Rooms and Conference Rooms. And guys, we don't ask much from you, but the one thing we do ask is to rate, subscribe, and review us. Just because Sabah and I put so much hard work into it, it would really help us out. But to get us going on this episode, Sabah, how are you?
I am doing great. I'm really excited about this topic because everybody deals with it at some point in their life. So let's get started, Dan.
Yeah, guys. So today we're going to be talking about rejection. And my favorite thing in sales is the rejection part. Said no one ever. So, guys, rejection is actually really tough to get over. And when you do sales or do business, it's something that happens over and over and over again. And if you're not willing to deal with, 100 no's before you get to a yes, then you're going to be out of business as soon as you know it. Because not everyone's going to want your product, not everyone's going to need your product, not everyone's going to see the vision. And those are, three reasons why people say no. And people might not also see the perceived value of it. But you will constantly have to go through the constant rejection. But Sabah, get us going here. What is a time that you were rejected by something that, you fought through and that you dealt with and you kept going on?
So a great example that I know a lot of college students can relate to is getting rejected by either jobs or internships. So I remember last year when I was actually a sophomore, I was applying for numerous internships because I really wanted one that summer. It was for fashion. I wanted to go either to New York or California just because they had really great businesses for fashion. And being a sophomore, a lot of the internships were only offered to juniors and seniors. So for me, I was like, okay, I still really want to get one because I've had a lot of prior experiences. I still know people who have gotten internships when they were sophomores. But I kept getting rejected literally time after time, being, oh, you're too young, you don't have enough experience. We usually hire people who are older in college, blah, blah, blah. But I literally think I applied to every single internship that my advisor told me about. And finally, I did get one yes, and I did get accepted for a pretty good internship. And then I was in Los Angeles for the entire summer. So I'm pretty sure a lot of college students have been through that, whether it's internships or job applications, finding for jobs. But it's all about just keep pushing, keep reaching out, and keep just finding those people who can help you land that internship or that job opportunity.
Yeah, so right now I'm dealing with the sales end of our business here for HD marketing. And then Sabah and I also have been doing some business on the side too here for DR2CR more. And HD marketing is more of a direct sales right now that we're doing, where I'm talking to people every day, where I'm on the phone or I'm texting or whatever it might be, emails, all sorts of different things. And I send out 50 texts, probably get honestly 45 no's in different directions. So I guess I'll probably get 15 no responses and then 30 other no's and then maybe 5 yeses to just book our first call, right? And then once I book the first call, then I get even no from there. So then I might lose 2 people from that. So then I have 3 more follow-up calls that we try to book and finally do our sales pitch to. And out of those 3, we might get another set of 2 no's. And then finally we get the one person who says yes. But this is on like a daily basis, and you really just need to power through that. And there's nothing you can do, A good quote by Bo Bennett is, a rejection is nothing more than a necessary step in the pursuit of success. And each time you get that no for the day, you're like, okay, well, this yes is coming away. I got one of the no's out of the way. The yes is not, the yes might be next. And that's how you got to deal with it, especially if you're in sales. you can't, dwell on the nose. You can't dwell on that. You got to keep moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. And like, especially with not even just for sales, even doing something like our podcast, like gaining followers and getting listeners. I know for us, we started in January. It still took us a while to get those downloads on our podcast. And I know a lot of people who do start podcasts, they stop within maybe, I don't know, like 20, 25 episodes in because they don't see the results that they want to do. But in reality, it's just that they need to still keep pushing and telling people about their podcast or about a course they're creating or something like that. Because once you keep talking to people, they'll realize what you're working on, and then they'll eventually buy from you. I mean, even when you make connections and you're not selling them something, if you're at least just talking to them on a daily basis, like asking them what they're up to, how you can help them, provide value to them without selling them anything. Because once you build that relationship with them, then you'll actually make that connection and start seeing sales instead of rejections from people. Because if you just go up to somebody and you pitch to them right away, 9 out of 10 times they'll probably say no, because I know I would say no myself if someone just constantly comes up to me and sells to me every single day.
Yeah, and going off that, almost going back to the podcast route, we just had JLD on, and on episode 50 there, 9 episodes ago, and he literally says that you cannot. You're on the day 1 he had no listeners, on day 2 he barely had any listeners, and so on, and now he's on day 1700, and now he's getting massive results. But that's the type of persistence you have to do, whether it's in sales, in life, whatever it might be. I mean, whether it's rejection from a girl or guy, whatever, and whether it's rejection on that sports team you didn't make, you have to deal with it and you have to move on. The world doesn't stop. The sun will still come up, the moon will still come up. And it's just, you have to go through that day and you just have to move forward. And that's the biggest thing. People get the rejection and then their hopes drop, their head drops, and they don't just keep pushing on. And you have to understand, push through it and you will finally see something on the other side that'll be through massive return. So that's some of the biggest things you can do. But yeah, guys, if you get rejected from that team or that girl, you just have to keep going forward and keep moving on.
Yeah, for sure. And this quote that I really like is, trust that when the answer is no, there's a better yes down the road. So that really goes for anything in life, whether it is getting a job interview or getting a job rejection, getting rejection from an internship, a girl you may like, I don't know. Really anything. You just need to still keep pushing forward, because if you just give up, you're never going to get that main success that you want at the end of the day. I know for me, when I want to hit Amazon bestseller for my book, I launched it and I kept telling people about it. I was like, hey, you've been seeing my progress throughout this past 30 days. I would love for you to support me if you'd like to buy it for only 99 cents. So it's also building that trust within your customers, like what I said before, in order for them to buy, because if you just go up to them, they're probably going to say no. So even if you do run into no's, which you probably will a lot of times, keep pushing, because eventually you'll get that big yes that you're looking for.
Yeah, that's that's the main thing. Like I was saying before, guys, if you don't view it as you have this stack of letters, and every time you pull it over, it might be a no or a yes. And every time you pull one of those no letters over, you're closer to the next yes one. So that's how you got to view it, guys. You get so many yeses per day, and every time you get that no, you're one step closer to that. But guys, that's all we have on this episode of Dorm Rooms and Conference Rooms. If you want to find more about us, you can reach Sabah at sabahali.com, and you can find myself at danielteam.com. Sabah, what are some final words?
I hope you guys got a lot of great advice from this episode. So keep on pushing, keep talking to people, sell those courses, because eventually you will hear a yes. But thank you guys so much for listening today on Dorm Rooms to Conference Rooms.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Dorm Rooms and Conference Rooms. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you haven't joined our accelerator program yet, you can find that at livetogrind.com/college, where we connect you with today's latest influencers and experts in their fields.